What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor, hit that sub button and hit that notification bell. Make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. With this video, we are getting into X-Men Red, issue number 4. If you have not been keeping up with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with the Brotherhood of Arakko. What we saw in the last issue was the battle in the arena. Vulcan challenging Tarn the Uncaring. No matter how powerful Vulcan was, Tarn the Uncaring, he came out the victor. That is when Magneto stepped into the arena. As he challenged Tarn, this means he challenges him for the seat on the Great Ring. This victory was assured because of Sunspot, placing a very strategic bet. He turned Iska's mutant powers to a way where Magneto was going to win this battle no matter what. And so while he is welcome to the Great Ring, the news has also gone out worldwide. By now, it has already reached Arakko that Krakoans, they have immortality. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we hop into this issue, we are picking up on planet Arakko. As we sit at the Great Ring, Magneto is the newest member, taking over the Seat of Loss. With both Storm and Magneto now on the Great Ring, we have the eyeball that sits on the Seat of Law, Aura Serrata. And the word is out. Everybody knows that mutants have immortality, that they have the ability for resurrection. When it comes to the rules of being on the Great Ring, in this circle, to lose is to yield or die. When you die in that arena, regardless if you resurrect or not, your seat has been lost. This law has standed as long as the White Sword's army of the risen dead, Krakoans having the ability to resurrect themselves. This doesn't change anything of the law. The people of Arakko, they do not choose to have rebirth. In fact, they see a type of honor in death, that everything will come to an end. Everything will meet its demise. Even things that claim to be eternal. The issue is, if you are not afraid of death, if you are not worried about you dying because you can just come back to life, do you make more reckless decisions? Do you not calculate every single consequence? Are you more careless with your life and those around you? And if the answer is yes, do you remain on this council? Can you truly serve all of the people? And so while they welcome Krakoans to this planet, the question is, do they open up the doors and allow them to be on the Great Ring? While this is all being discussed, Magneto turns to Iska the Unbeaten, asking her if she has an opinion when it comes to this matter, because with her mutant ability, she wins no matter what. If we want to get technical, there is no way to take her off of the ring. Her place is solidified because of her abilities. And this is what takes us to Krakoa. Down in the hatchery, we have the rebirth of Sunspot. And when Sunspot is reborn, we see Rockslide standing before him. Now Rockslide, he's had a pretty sad story since the Ten of Swords event, because he died in Otherworld. Dying in Otherworld means that you can't be resurrected like everybody else on Earth. That you can be resurrected. Your body will come back to life. But this is essentially a whole other person. A whole different personality. And as we get through this comic, we're really gonna see Rockslide start to grow, and I'm excited what they're gonna do with him in the future. Taking us back over to the Great Ring, Iska is now in a position where she has to defend her seat. The truth is, she is unbeatable, and while she could technically die, there's not really a position where she could lose a battle in the arena and have her seat taken over. This is when she lets everybody know that she is simply holding the seat for her sister, for Genesis, that when she does return, this seat will belong to her. And that's very interesting because we haven't heard much about Genesis, not since her and Apocalypse had taken off. Being in Ameth this entire time, we have no idea what is going on with them, but foreshadowing their return, I am very excited about that. And this is what takes us over to Storm. Right now, we have a galactic meeting. There has been a travesty in the galactic system. The Shi'ar Empire has taken a deadly blow. Before the meeting really kicks off, we have Storm and Black Panther having a conversation. If you've been following Black Panther, he has sleeper agents all over the world, or at least he did, and that includes Krakoa. But they set aside their differences and this meeting gets underway, having some of the Super Guardians, Hulkling, and a few other individuals. One of them being Orbis, and we know that he is working with Orcus. But there was a telepathic blast from Xandra, the Empress. This blast was her death, sending out one final message throughout the cosmos. This wasn't just a telekinetic blast. This also held all of her DNA sequence. Now this really is jumping the gun on everything going on in the Marauders line, but more than likely we're gonna get a full explanation to what is going on with the Empress, with the First Mutant, so on and so forth. The biggest concern right now is war. With the Empress being dead, there is nothing holding everything together. The question that Black Panther brings to the table, we all know that Xandra is the daughter to Charles Xavier. We also just found out that mutants can resurrect themselves. So is it possible for the Empress to be brought back to life? Inside of the hatchery, we have Sunspot just having some brief conversation. The important takeaway from these panels, it is Rockslide. After everything that has happened to him, anytime there's a resurrection, he is there to watch it. To watch the birth of mutants coming back into this world. Nobody really questions his motives. No one's really concerned on why he is doing this. The truth is, he has sacrificed more than almost anybody on this island. And so nobody is going to tell him no when he just wants to watch people being hatched. Taking us back up to our intergalactic meeting. Of course, Orbis is out here and he is just saying that he cannot allow this. That once you are dead, you are dead. The truth is, Orbis wants war. He wants division. He wants people to fight mutant kind. With Xandra being dead, with the Empire falling apart, this would lead directly into their plans. He uses the logic that if she can resurrect herself, what stops her from being Empress forever? The immortal goddess. That this could turn very ugly very quickly. Taking us back over to the Great Ring, Magneto begins to explain the key to their forever lasting life. He shows them a Cerebro drive, a very similar principle to the Cerebro cradles. It is just more limited. This version, it does not create backups. It only stores a preset selection, really just mental records, a soul if you will. He shows them so they can understand that this, what he holds in his hand, this is his forever. Taking us back over to Krakoa, sitting shoreside, we have Rockslide. Da Costa coming up to him, and they have a brief conversation. The kids on the island, they call him Wrongside. That's because what happened to him changed him so drastic, nobody really sees him as the same person he once was. The truth is, he really doesn't hate it. What he hates more is being called Rockslide, because whoever he was, that is not who he is. When he was born, when he was brought into this world, he had his own thoughts, his own memories, all created in that minute when he woke up. It all began in that hatchery. Anything that happened prior with Rockslide, that was not his life. And so while the two of them, they skip rocks on this water, we are taken back up to space. And while everybody is casting their votes, debating on if the Empress should be resurrected, Storm lets them know that it's awesome that you guys are having this meeting, you're having this discussion. It's good that you let us know, but the truth is, the Empress has already been resurrected. That psychic wave that was blasted out, it was not meant to be caught by them. This blast was meant to make it all the way to her father. Charles Xavier, perhaps the universe's most powerful telepath. He gets this information. He finds out about the Empress's death. calling out to Hope and Sinister. Together, they are bringing back the Empress. With the meeting up in space now coming to its end, we have Nova, who is saying he wants to go visit Krakoa. He knows that something is coming. The Reckoning War had been going on. There's just been a lot going on up in space, wanting a break from everything before whatever is coming truly hits them. What he is asking for is a little vacation. Hopefully, this means we're gonna see him playing a more active role as things go forward, taking us back over to Sunspot and Wrong Slide. He talks about how he would really like to go to Otherworld and he would like to die. That way, when they resurrect somebody, when they resurrect him, it's going to be somebody brand new, somebody with a completely different personality, but someone that can see this world and appreciate the beauty that they live in. What we're seeing is this is not Rock Slide, not any way, shape, or form. This is a whole new character, a whole new personality, a whole new individual. And here soon, we are gonna see Wrong Slide really come into his own, taking us back over to the Great Ring. As he finishes up talking about the Cerebro drives, Iska the Unbeaten, she laughs at him, asking him why he would bring this here, if he is trying to offer them some kind of safe haven, some kind of safe box. What he is really doing is destroying it. This was both his and Storm's backups. There is no resurrection for them. If they die, it is for good, at least in these terms. They do lose out on something. Now, of course, there is the heaven that Wanda created, so he does have ways of returning back. The question is, would he want to come back if he died? If he died and went to heaven? Because the truth is, living forever, living for centuries, it really just sounds absolutely horrible to Magneto. What he fears more than anything is living forever. But this also secures his spot on the Great Circle, no longer having the ability for resurrection, even though he would technically go to heaven. Sitting in the seat of loss, he now does have truly something to lose. Taking us back shoreside, Wrong Slide and Sunspot continuing on their conversation, just talking about the beauty of life, the beauty of the world, thinking about what the next person, the next personality inside this body might be like. Noticing that Wrong Slide really has a sense of adventure, a sense to see what else is out there. Sunspot asking him if he has ever been to Arakko. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This one definitely wasn't flashy. It wasn't filled with fights. This was packed with information. There is a lot to unpack here. I think my biggest and favorite takeaway from this is Wrong Slide, because they really did do him dirty in the Ten of Swords. Mutants have the ability to come back to life, and he is one of the few individuals that truly never came back. He sacrificed more than anybody else on this island. More than likely, we're gonna be seeing him join the Brotherhood of Arakko. And when it comes to the Magneto part of this story, you figure this is something that they have to do. It's something that they have to do to prove themselves, to ensure that nobody questions the authority that they are currently in. But we have also seen Magneto make really drastic changes, being tired of the Quiet Council, coming up here, building his own little fortress, a place where everybody is welcome, an opportunity for a new start and to try to help some other people. You know, and Magneto even brings up the fact that there are other ways of resurrection. There's the heaven where you have to get in line, you have to like really want it. They still haven't explained this in full detail, but it has become very clear that this resurrection, this heaven, none of this extends to Arakko. In fact, they actually see this as an insult, that it is a sign of weakness. They still hold on to the War Clan mentality, that there is honor in death, and that having the ability to resurrect yourself, that you're not truly sacrificing or giving your all when it comes to these things. And to a point, that is very much true. We have seen it throughout all of the X-Men lines. I believe Legion of X really highlighted the fact that mutants were just doing stupid and ridiculous things because they knew that they could come back to life. And then there's the Empress. There's everything going on with Storm. Storm has more than likely been kept out of the loop, not really understanding what Kate Pride and the Marauders have been up to, but they have been hunting down the first mutants, looking for them, trying to find them. That led them to a confrontation with Delphos and Eric the Red, the entire clan. Also working by their side is Cassandra Nova. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this is all going to tie in together. Because Charles, he looked livid. With his nose bleeding, he looks like he was about to bring down anybody who stood in his way. And I really do love everything going on with the X-Men lines. You have some of them that are really close to the chest, focusing on either individuals or things like X-Force, which I love those stories, especially Wolverine. Wolverine and Deadpool has been absolutely amazing. Been a ton of fun, and I'm not even a Deadpool fan, but that buddy cop duo that they have going on, it really does work for them. But then you have things like X-Men Red, the Immortal X-Men. These lines are really carrying the entire story, the entire era forward, moving Destiny of X in the right direction. I am so excited to see how all of this is really going to meet its end. Judgment Day right around the corner, and that teasing, the Genesis, Apocalypse, they're eventually going to be coming back. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out. Now, if you can't do that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, make sure you like this video, and until the next breakdown.